Hi, my children. Mabel Rose Thompson here. 103 years old. In 2 months I will be 104. And no, I have not lived this long by accident. Now, before you misunderstand me, let me say something clearly. I believe in emergency rooms. I believe in surgery. I believe in antibiotics when you need them. Medicine saved my daughter's life in 1954 when her appendix ruptured. Without that surgeon, I would not have grandchildren. So let's begin there. Modern medicine is extraordinary at saving lives, but saving a life and teaching someone how to live it are two very different things. And that's where my story begins. I was 71 years old when a doctor told me, very confidently, that I needed medication to manage my cholesterol. He showed me charts, red zones, risk percentages. He was not cruel. He was certain. But I remember walking out of that office thinking something very simple. I don't feel sick. I had energy. I slept well. I worked in my garden every day. And that was the first time I asked myself a question that changed my life. When do I listen to the chart? And when do I listen to my body? Now listen carefully. I am not saying ignore medical advice. I am saying ask questions. Ask why. Ask what the alternatives are. Ask what happens if you change your lifestyle first. Ask what the risks are. Be part of the decision. That was the shift. I stopped being a passive patient and became an active participant in my own health, and the last 30 years have been my strongest. I was born in 1922. I have watched medical recommendations change more times than fashion. In the 60s, fat was the enemy. In the 80s, cholesterol was the villain. In the 90s, everything had to be low fat. Then sugar became the problem. Now it's ultra-processed food. Science evolves. It should. But here is what I noticed. The basics never changed. The people who stayed strong, really strong, did simple things consistently. They ate food that looked like food. They moved every day. They slept when they were tired. They had people they loved. They had something to wake up for. No decade ever disproved those things. There is no miracle here. No superfood. No secret supplement. Here's what I did. Eggs, beef, potatoes, vegetables from my garden, milk, fruit. If it grew in the ground or came from an animal, I ate it. If it came in a shiny wrapper with 47 ingredients I couldn't pronounce, I left it alone. Not because I was afraid, because I didn't need it. Food existed for thousands of years before marketing departments. That was enough evidence for me. I don't work out. I walk. I garden. I carry things. I bend down and stand up without holding on to furniture. Movement is not an event. It is a lifestyle. Your body was not designed for chairs and screens. It was designed for walking, lifting, turning, reaching. Do that daily, and you'll be ahead of most people. Because it is. Sleep is when the brain cleans itself. Sleep is when the immune system recalibrates. Sleep is when memory settles into place. I go to bed when I'm tired. I wake up with the sun. I don't treat sleep like an inconvenience. You cannot borrow health from tomorrow. You pay for it. Here is the part no one wants to hear. You cannot out-diet loneliness. You cannot out-exercise isolation. Connection is medicine. My great-granddaughter calls me every Tuesday. My neighbor comes by every Thursday. I have church friends, garden club friends, people who would notice if I didn't open the curtains. That matters more than cholesterol numbers. Purpose is the longest lasting nutrient there is. At 103, I still teach children to read. I still plant tomatoes. I still write letters. I am needed. The body responds to being needed. When people retire from purpose, not just from work, they fade. I refuse to fade. I stopped outsourcing my judgment. I stopped assuming a number on paper defined my health. I stopped accepting advice without understanding it. I stopped believing aging meant inevitable decline. Aging is natural. Neglect is not. There is a difference. Medicine excels at crisis, surgery, infection, trauma, diagnostics. But daily life belongs to you. No doctor can sleep for you. No prescription can replace community. No pill can substitute purpose. That responsibility is yours, and it is powerful. Do you know what 103 feels like? It feels like perspective. I have watched entire industries rise and fall. I have watched certainty turn into embarrassment. I have watched headlines scream and then quietly retract. Through all of it, one thing stayed steady. The human body thrives on simplicity. Real food, real rest, real movement, real connection, real purpose. Nothing extreme, nothing glamorous, just consistent. The most important thing, stop waiting for permission to live well. Stop waiting for the perfect program. Stop waiting for the next expert to tell you what to do. Start with what you already know. You know when you feel strong. You know when you feel foggy. You know when something feels off. Be curious about that. Partner with your doctors. Don't surrender to them. The best physicians I've had were the ones who said, "Tell me what you're noticing." That's a team. Health is not obedience. It's participation. I don't know how much time I have left, but I know this. The last 30 years have not been spent afraid. They have been spent outside, with dirt under my fingernails, with laughter in my kitchen, with a clear head and a steady walk. That's not rebellion. That's responsibility. And if a 103-year-old woman can take responsibility for her health, so can you. Now go eat something your grandmother would recognize. Go outside, call someone you love, and stop postponing your life. Mabel Rose Thompson, 103, still here, still standing, still choosing.